All right, audio on this one should be better. Sorry about that last one. But I'm going to leave it. Hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, just let me know. Hey everybody, how's it going? So we're back to you on the channel again. So today, because we are, again, real estate investment based content, entrepreneurship based content, we do want to bring you our second segment on buying your first investment property. So buying your first investment property, we went over getting started, what it is that we need, credit, income, where we want to look, what type of property we want to have. And so now we know all of these factors. We've selected the area that we want to work in. We've selected the type of property that we want to work in. We've gone to our lenders. We've gotten pre-qualified. Now we have a pre-qualification letter and we're ready to start moving forward. So in this, now we have our pre-qualification. We're going to break that down just a little bit more. And so really what we're looking for is, as an investor, you need to get a loan most of the time, right? A majority of purchases are done with financing. So because of that, now you're looking at the different types of investment loans. So you can get a second home. If you're looking at an Airbnb, you're getting, a multifamily property, you're getting commercial, you're getting different things like that. And so really it's going to come down to, again, what are you buying, right? So for all intents and purposes here, we're going to focus on residential multifamily. So this will be 2 to 4 units purchasing. So in general, again, when we are looking for loans, we want to not just take the first kind of thing that we get, right? We want to start looking at, okay, well, what are the different offers? And so when you get your credit pulled for the first time, what's going to happen is you also want to now start going to the other lenders and see, are they going to kind of give you the same benefit, same rates and terms, right? And so you want to do this within essentially 2 weeks of the first time that you start pulling your credit, because in that time you won't get hit for your multiple credit pulls, if you will. So now what you can do is you've figured out where you want to buy, you've talked to your lender, and we've got the type of property. And so lender says, yes, I can do that. So we're 2 to 4 units, multifamily property. For this scenario, we'll be in Bakersfield, California, and we're looking to purchase. So we are now given by our lenders the different terms that basically they're willing to offer. So with a lot of these 2 to 4 units, you'll see a down payment of anywhere between 20 and 25%. So generally you'll have then the lender come in and provide you, 75 to 80% of the purchase price. Meaning if it's a $200,000 property, you're looking at putting a minimum of $40,000 down, and then the lender would finance the rest of that. So that's what your payment is going to be based on, right? And so just kind of quick back of the napkin calculation, generally for every $100,000, given the current interest rates right now, you should be paying about $525 per every $100,000 that you borrow, right? So that means if we have a $200,000 loan, ideally we're going to be paying $1,050 in total payment. And so generally, if that is, now let's take that one step further, $200,000 loan, we have a $1,050 payment. So let's say that we now have 2 units on this property. Each unit is bringing in $1,000 just for number's sake. So total rents will be $2,000 a month. Our payment will be $1,050 a month, leaving us with $950 a month. Now that's a pretty good return. So really now you have to start looking into, okay, well, now that we have this 2,000, we also have to take out a little bit for our reserves and our maintenance. We have to take out a little bit for our property management fee and our vacancies and all of these kinds of things. And so after doing this, generally you'll be left with, 80% of that gross amount, 75 to 80% of that gross amount. So the $2,000 there in the month, then you'll be looking at, minus $400, let's say. So you're left with $1,600. Your payment is still $1,050. So now you've got $550 left over after our expense ratio is what we call it. And so this property would still make you money. And so it looks like it could be a good return. So now you really want to be looking at, okay, well, do I have the cash reserves to be able to A, pay the down payment, and B, have a little bit left over in case something does happen with the property? Now, the reason why we're looking at this is because that's what your lender is going to be looking at. They want to make sure, as a bank, right, if you were going to give your money to somebody, you're going to give someone $100,000, you're probably going to want to make sure that they got some money in the bank too, and they know what they're doing and all of that. So this is all the banks are doing, right, is they're making sure that they're protected. And so they want to make sure that they have a borrower who is going to be able to service that loan should something happen. And so we make sure that that's all good. And again, this is part of going to these different lenders. If we only have one offer, we only know one of what could happen, right? Whereas if we have 5 offers, now we know, okay, well, the first guy, he gave us a 30% down payment, but he gave us a 4% interest rate, while we may have another guy that gave us a 20% down payment and he gave us a 5% interest rate. And so now you're looking at your financial situation to determine what is going to be best for you, right? And so that's why it's really important to shop your loans and then also to have all of your financial documentation in place, right? So when you go to a lender, the easiest thing is to put together the financial package the first lender is going to ask you for and keep that package with you, because then what will happen is as you go to lender 2, 3, 4, 5, you just give them over that package. It becomes really easy, really quick. They already have everything they need. They can go run things and get back to you almost immediately. So doing all of these is very important. Now looking at your loans, right? So obviously they're looking at your cash flow monthly. If you make $5,000 a month, but you spend $5,000 a month, it's going to be very hard for them to give you a loan, because now that's going to add to your expenses, making your monthly net a negative, right? So when looking at stuff like this, you also want to make sure that you do have monthly net positive, meaning that if you make $5,000 a month, you only have $2,500 of debt service and payments that you have to make, leaving you another $2,500 to mess with, right? And so then that means that the bank is going to say, okay, well, his payment is only, $900, $1,000 a month. He has an extra $2,000 a month in cash flow, should be more than good to, pay for that, right? And so when you're looking at these things, you want to make sure that when you're comparing your loans, you're able to kind of compare apples to apples, right? The other thing that you want to look at is, when you get a lender, they are going to have their own criteria for this type of deal. And so if you are purchasing, like we do, a very specialized type of product that not a lot of people have experience with, then you need to have someone who's going to understand what it is that you're purchasing and how this process works, right? Because if you have a lender that's going to lend to you on a conventional basis and they're used to just turnkey residential properties, they're going to be a little bit turned off when they start to see that, hey, look, you're buying a 3-unit property and it's got some work that it needs, and so they may not know how to go through the process or be as comfortable with that process moving forward, and so that could cause some problems for you as well. So these are all just things that you want to look at when you're getting a loan on your property. Again, your first investment property, it's always a big step, but we're always here to help. So if you are in our area, which is kind of that Bakersfield, California, Kern County, Central California area, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. We do specialize in investments, have our property management and our licensed construction company as well. And we are expanding into a few more things, and we'll get to that here in this channel as well as we go along. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you thought there was good value information here, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. We love bringing you real estate content, entrepreneurship content, investment content, and we hope to be doing so for a long time to come. Anything that you would like to have us go ahead and go over as far as real estate, entrepreneurship, property management, business ownership, feel free to comment below and we will make a video on it as well. So thanks, and until next time, take care.